All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. Welcome to the launching party for the Mastering YouTube from Strategy to Success. My name is Kevin Raphael. I'm really honored and excited to see you, um, to spend some of your quality time today to be with you. Um, so, before I start, I'll ask you a question. And to ask you that question, well, first of all, I'm Kevin Raphael. We're here to basically get ready for your growth, for your business in YouTube. We're going to share a couple of strategies, talk together, shares, answer your questions as well, and give some actionable advices that you can do for you to have success on your YouTube business YouTube channel. And at the end of the day, we'll celebrate the launch of my online training, Mastering YouTube from Strategy to Success. Before I go any further, I want to be totally transparent with you. Let me, first of all, stop sharing this so you can see me. By the end of today's live, I will offer a paid version of my online training class. So get ready. Put your questions in the chat and grab something so you can write notes, and let's get started. And before we get started, I have, like I told you, a question. So let me first of all share my screen so you can see it. All right. All right. So, did you know that as of 2021, over 500 hours of new content was being uploaded on YouTube? That was, well, we can say we almost 4 years ago. So that brings you a couple of things. First of all, that shows us that YouTube is a dynamic platform, and also that also shows us that. Okay, let me just put my face here so you can see it. That also tells us that it could be overwhelming to be able to shine on YouTube, and that's why we gather in here to figure out what can we do to have that success on YouTube. So let's start with the pros and cons on YouTube. First of all, YouTube gives us a chance to share content all around the world. Also, YouTube, there's no restrictions on the type of content that you can share. Whether you're a chef, whether you're a doctor, whether you you have sorry, you have a I'm losing. Sorry, I'm searching for my word. Um, why am I'm losing my thoughts? Whether you are an author, whether you're a doctor, whether you have a podcast, whether you are a fitness coach, there's no restriction of the kind of content that you can share on YouTube. So you have liberties on it doesn't discriminate basically, regardless of what you are sharing and what you are. YouTube also has an opportunity for you to earn money, depending how successful your content is. You can, at the end of the day, if it is successful enough, YouTube can give you money based on the success that you have. And also, you can create a community on YouTube. Um, so you can gather people who are thinking like you. You can have also a faithful and honest audience. YouTube is not perfect. It has its cons. So the cons for YouTube are preparing content for YouTube can be time consuming. And as I mentioned, since there's no limit, regardless of what type of content or of what you are, it could be overwhelming with the amount of people sharing content on YouTube to be able to shine, um, based on that element. You have also to understand how YouTube works to promote basically the content that has good quality, that a lot of people are viewing, YouTube will help your content. If it is good and enough people are watching it, will promote it so as many people can see it. And also, you have to be able to take negative feedbacks. Now, let's put the spotlight on a YouTube content creator like Eric Thomas, better known as E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher. That's also the name of his YouTube channel. Eric Thomas was a teenager who was homeless, and he grew up and he became, if not one of, the number one motivational speaker in the world. So how was he able to have that much success on YouTube? Basically, he had a focus content. He is a motivational speaker. So everything about motivational, inspiring people and entrepreneurs, that's the key of the content that he's been sharing on his through his YouTube channel. Basically, what he did is that he started with sharing motivational videos every Mondays. It was called Thank God It's Monday. Then after that, he added a podcast version. It was on Thursday nights. So he started like that, and also he started to include some snippets of motivational speeches that he was doing, so we can actually see him on the stage doing his thing. So that's how the content, he was focused on the content. He also, second thing, he was consistent. So like I said, the motivational videos, they were every Mondays. Till this day, they are still on Mondays. For his podcast, it's every Thursdays. So it was there was also a lot of it was the content that he's sharing on YouTube is personal stories from him or and people around him, and the podcast also includes a couple of his best friends and close member of his team. So they're all sharing personal stories about them and people around them, and that's why it is relatable and real stories to be able to inspire people to go through their challenges to succeed. And also, he also included, for a fourth point, for to justify his success, he included his audience into his content. Once they started to create their podcast, they started to include questions from audience at the last part of the podcast, and they moved on from that point to this day. That they what they decided to do is to, when they were recording their podcast, when they are, I can say, recording their podcast, it's not live on YouTube, but when they are recording, they have a second platform where a paid platform where people are seeing them, watching them doing the podcast, and that is live. And at the end of their podcast, they also have a segment that's not always they don't always display that element in the YouTube version, but at the end of their recording, they have a Q&A session with the people who are watching him and his team on the podcast. So he really involved the audience into the content that he's sharing on YouTube. Whenever we come to YouTube, there's always common challenges that we hear about. Most of the challenges that we hear is about the equipment. Do I need to spend to invest early when I start on YouTube with equipments? No, you don't, because nowadays we are walking around with a cell phone that has high quality camera with the headphones, whether they're Bluetooth cord or cordless or wireless. They also have microphone included in them. It's good enough to start to record good quality audio with the mics and videos with the cell phone. So start from there. Also, another challenge that I hear enough is about how often do I publish on YouTube? You know, just like the example with it, Eric Thomas in the beginning, you don't have to share content every single day. Find the schedule, find the frequency that fits your schedule. Like Eric Thomas, he started with every Mondays in the beginning. Then after that, he added the podcast on every Thursdays. So if once a week is good enough for you, go ahead. If two, three times a week, whichever the frequency, the amount that fits your schedule, for you to provide high quality content at the end of the day, start there. And once you have success and your budget improves, not only you can, to piggyback on the last challenge, you can invest into high quality content, and if that helps you to increase your productivity, to maintain your high quality and even increase the quality, then you can increase the frequency, the amount of posts that you do on YouTube. Now let's talk about this niche. What will I talk about on YouTube? Well, a good place to start is whatever you're passionate about, whatever you love, whatever people saying that it comes easy for you to share, to talk about. Start from there, and once you start there, see what works, focus on that, and what doesn't, try to see if there's a way you can improve that, so you can have more success with that. And if you can also put that aside and focus more on what works for you to start. Okay. Now, the negative feedback element that I talked in the cons of YouTube is also something that a lot of people are nervous about. How do they handle those negative feedback? First of all, most of the comments are really good, are positive. And the ones that are negative, I split them in two. There are ones that are actually constructive, that you can look at them, read them, and say, those are good points, and use those to improve what you are sharing people with in your content. But there's a small version of those negative comments that's really loud, that are basically trolls, negative contents that have nothing to do with you to improve your content. It's just people lashing out of you and venting on whatever they feel like it. And for that small portion of the negative feedback, there's two solutions. Either you can block those or you can ignore them. Personally, what I do is that I ignore them. I come to the point of view, I rather put energy and focus on what's worth it and what will help me improve than put energy on things that there's no specific ending at the end of the day. There's nothing that you can get for you to improve. So that's why I like to focus on good negative feedback to improve and ignore whatever will not help me improve. But then again, at the end of the day, you're the one deciding how you can manage that. But don't be afraid. Like I said, there may be the loudest portion of the negative feedback, but they're really small. Okay, now for the last common challenge, we do, all of us want to have success as soon as possible. And just like Eric Thomas, who has been in the speaking business for almost 30 years, and YouTube, we can say 20 years, if not more than that. Um, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. But we want to have success. We want sooner. We want to arrive to the end of our marathon race as quickly as possible. So, what's the best way to grow your YouTube channel? Fast. Focus on your content. At the end of the day, your success will come from how good your content is, high quality content is, um, that relates to what your audience wants to see. So if you focus on that, that will help you reach the success that you're looking for, or some kind of success at some point faster than if you just guess and you don't put attention on the quality of what you're sharing with people. Now, let's take a look to see if there's any questions on the chat. Let me see here on my side. Okay, no questions there. And let me see here if I see any questions. No, I do not. Okay, that's okay. All right, good. So, since there's no questions or no challenges, put them in the chat. That way we can talk about them. And until you do that, I'm going to continue with other common challenges that people are are going through whenever we talk about YouTube content. So, how the success element on the content for YouTube is also connected to the views. So, how can we increase the views? Well, the way that you can do that is with the title and your thumbnail. Basically, think about those two elements, the titles and the thumbnail, as the billboard for your video on YouTube. If you have a title that helps people click or to watch your video, and if you have a thumbnail that's attracting or intriguing enough for people to watch what you're sharing, that will help a lot. That will bring people to your video. And at the end of the day, also, it comes back to what I was saying as well for the success. You have to be able to provide good content as well for people to stay on your video to actually watch them. Now, I know I already talked about the scheduling, how often do they post videos. So that's a typo. Let's ignore that since I already talked about that. But let's move on to the social media platform element. Which one do I use? There's so many of them. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, etc., etc., etc. X, or previously known as Twitter. Where do I where do I share my content? Find the platform where your audience is. If your audience is mainly on LinkedIn, then focus on that. If you the people that you're targeting for your videos are mainly on Instagram, then focus on Instagram to promote your videos. So don't I know right now we have so many tools that helps us sharing all our content on multiple platform at the same time, but you have to focus on where it matters. Put your energy where it's worth it, just like the negative feedback element that I talked about earlier. So personally, I share my content on YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Instagram. I could focus on even more other social media platform, but those are the four that I focus on because my audience is there. So that's why I am sharing my content here. Do that exercise, and also it's it's time consuming enough creating content for YouTube. When we get into the social media promotion element, it's really it could be a lot of headaches. So focus on whichever the platform your audience is at the end of the day. And like I mentioned earlier about the niche, what you will talk about what makes you feel good, what you're passionate about, what comes easier for you, and talk about what's relevant to your audience as well. It's one thing you have to find this path, this it's that's the crossroad. You have to talk about something that interests you enough, that you're passionate enough, and that interest your audience as well. Whatever that path, those paths cross, that's what you have to talk about. Let me see if there's question before I talk about my plan. Nothing here. Okay. So as I told you earlier, I will offer a paid version of my online training. But what comes with my online training and the dollar value of what I'm offering you? First of all, it has over 3 hours of videos, lessons, steps, tips, and strategies for entrepreneurs to have success on YouTube. It also has content calendars, checklists, templates, and other tools that will help you succeed on YouTube. There's also a community element on my that comes with my online training, where not only you will have access to live Q&A sessions where I will answer and help students about the different challenges that they're going through for YouTube, but also where you can interact with other students and um, you can improve your strategies and what you're working on based on the exchange, the interaction that you have with other students. And you can build connections as well with that community. Now, I've seen and worked on different type also of YouTube channels, whether it's doctors, whether it's podcasts, whether it's fitness coach, writers, you name it, real estate specialists, sales specialists. I've seen how they have been able to have success, and that's why you will have access to that type of expertise that have seen and I've worked on multiple different type of YouTube channel from different fields. And at the end of the day, it's for your success. YouTube will be there to bring more eyes to your expertise, to the products and services that you're offering. That way, at the end of the day, it will increase your sale. So ballpark, the total amount value of my online class is about around $575 US dollars. I will give a special access for 10, 10 students with a special discount as of right now until the end of the day, so until 11:59 p.m. Eastern on December 28th, 2024. I will give you a 50% discount on the actual price of my training. It will be, if you register right now, 100 US dollars. If you wait until tomorrow, you will have from tomorrow until January 1st, 11:59 p.m. Eastern, you will have a 25% discount. It will be $150 US if when you will register to my online class. And after that, it will be the regular price, which is $197 US dollar to register. Now, this is for a limited time, and there's a limited place amount of students that I will allow for registering into my online class. So let me see if there's questions. Let me take a look here. Okay. Okay, nothing here. Let me see if I have questions there. No. So to better start, to jumpstart your 2025 success, your business success, my Mastering YouTube from Strategy to Success online class will help you do that. Start right now. This will give you the tools of for you to have to improve your success for your business by focusing on YouTube to bring more eyes to your products, your services, your expertise. That way you can increase your sales at the end of the day for your business. So you're register now because your 2025 success journey is starting right now. So I would like to thank you for taking some of your precious time to spend time with me. And don't forget to register now. You have until the end of today to have the 50% discount, and you will have a 25% until the end of January 1st, 2025, to have the 25% discount before it gets back to the regular price of 197 US dollars to for the first 10 limited access of 10 students to be able to bring their YouTube channel success to another level. So again, thank you very, very much for spending some of your precious time with me. I can't wait to see you in the community. I want to wish you in advance happy 2025 years with health, happiness, and business success. And I'll see you in the community. Ciao.